character?
I mean, revise it.
I know Babar was first.
I know Humayun was second.
Akbar was third.
I was
Jahangir was fourth. And then
so we know the
Shah Jahan.
progression of it.
Yeah.
Then
Aurangzeb.
First of all, we are not trying to say that what we are doing is right or wrong. There's definitely a disclaimer that we are only trying to entertain the audiences. Like he
Just
said,
move on to the next
log
question.
कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना.
कहना. Exactly. So this is all good. It's all
These
part
days,
and
this
parcel
should
of the
be a
deal.
response to many things.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Ashim Gulati.
Hi, my name is Shubham Kumar Mehra.
Hi, my name is Taha Shah Badusha.
Hi, this is Aditi Rao Hydari.
And
you're
you are
watching
watching us on
Koimoi.com.
But how's your characters, your rapport with
Actually, I have to tell you that one of the things that really made my eyes light up was when I did that meeting with Ron, our director, and the writers, William and Simon. They said that Nasir sir is playing Akbar. I was like, oh my god. And I think that was just so surreal for me, just to be on set with him, because when with certain actors, you never imagine, how you'll ever get a chance to work with them. And when you work with somebody, especially on a movie set or whatever, it's a very different kind of, I think one of the most beautiful things about working on a movie set is the thing, dropping that ball. At least that's the only way I know, and to really be able to completely give yourself to the process and to trust. And that can only happen when you work like this. It can't happen when you work at an event, or you go in, you're a fangirl and you're like, oh my god, sir, I love your work, and you're watching their films back to back. It's that thing of, here I am, I surrender to this process, and I, sir, really trust you. So whatever it is that you're saying, I'm listening, and hopefully I will be able to also, be present and be attentive and, respond as you hope for the character that you are playing or whatever. So I found that process really amazing with Nasir sir, and I also found that because of his love, his theatre, and I have never done theatre, and I was just like, I'm going to die, because he loves to rehearse.
Okay.
And I am a very bad rehearser. So I used to always tell him that, so I think I'll do very bad rehearsals, please, sorry. And he was just so sweet and so patient, but I would just keep doing rehearsals mechanically with him, and it gave me a whole new way of working and understanding, blocking, etc. And also the fact that Ron, our director, gave us the space to do all of this, and I found it really incredible working with him. Also, the fact that his command over the language, I mean, it's really chota muh badi baat, but I feel like it's so important for us, especially our generation of actors, to understand that when you know a language and you really know it from here and here, it really makes a huge difference to how you perform and how you internalize things, And I think that was it was a big thing to watch and learn, and it was amazing. And he's also very kind, very sweet. I thought I would be afraid of him, but he was just so sweet, and he was always wanting to feed us and look after us, and he was like the elder on set, just making sure everybody was okay.
Wow.
He's very amazing.
So, see, Taj is all about history. So, who was good in history and who knew their Mughal Sultanate lessons well? Or were you all having to revise your lessons before the show?
I mean, revise it.
I know Babar was first.
I know Humayun was second.
Akbar was third.
I was
Jahangir was fourth. And then
so we know the
Shah Jahan.
progression of it.
Yeah.
Then
Aurangzeb. After that, yeah.
Well,
I don't think we wanted to dive too deep into it. We wanted to keep it very natural, very.
Also, honestly, there's so many retellings of this
Yeah.
historical tale, and especially Salim and Anarkali. Honestly, there's so many different versions, etc. And this has been written by Simon and William, and it is. I mean, of course, they are drawing from history, and of course, it's a historical. But this is I think all of us treated this as
Bible.
treated what their vision and what they had written as material that we
Yeah.
need to breathe life into. You know,
Yeah.
Ultimately, you come to set and you listen to your director, and
Yes.
you know, you breathe.
I mean,
Life
history
And it's
History
also
can-
very well
history can-
researched by being like
Yeah.
not from the country.
Yeah.
It was so very well written, researched, and I think we
Extensively
just trusted
researched.
that and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
went with it. And it was I think it will come out well. I hope it does.
I mean, any amount of history that you know, I
It
don't
will.
feel it would really help you perform. To be very honest, I mean, it can give you an idea of what happened, but
Exactly.
like they all said,
The
the script
emotion.
which was written was in itself like a Bible.
Yeah.
In itself had every emotion, every fact that you needed to know, which then helps you play your character better. And anything else which is missing, we got to fill in the blanks by our own imagination, which is why we are actors.
Yeah.
But like besides that, Ron has like, I mean, you know, one thing about Ron is that I don't know about you guys, but for me, I guess for her, he didn't give us too many directions. Like
Okay.
he would expect us to be prepared with the lines. I mean, that's basic. But
He knew what he wanted.
messing around, messing
He
around.
knew very clearly
I'm
what he
messing around.
wanted. You know where you want to end up. He knew that, and he was very clear about that. But he let you explore within that,
Yeah.
and especially, you know, like I think that's where like prep work or groundwork or just like working together and collaborative work is really nice.
Yeah.
And there
Ron
was
and all were very collaborative.
there wasn't one way of doing it. Remember
Yeah,
when we
with
were
every
doing
actor,
some
he was
scenes? It's
different.
like
No,
it's
also
like
when you
five
step
different-
into a space, which is and what helped us were the sets, were the costumes. Like that brought like a lot of drama. And when we were in that space in the moment, when we like tread the fields where we were, it really brought a different side of us and added a lot to our characters. And then when Ron came in with his passion and the way he treated us, and he was very clear that keep it to the point, do not make it like over the top, and he was very sure of that, and that really helped us to like really bring our characters to light,
and
which was amazing.
and he also had very particular emotions, or a certain umbrella of emotions that this character should be portraying.
Like he knew his adjectives for each character.
Yes.
That okay, these are the
Very well.
adjectives that I have to keep in mind, and he would never he would let you sort of go with what you wanted to do,
But not
but he would
straight.
never let you break it.
He never did break it,
But
but
I
he
have
would
to say,
he
for
never put a
example,
barrier
like
to you
suppose
too.
for Anarkali, I remember Ron, especially at the beginning, they would always say Anarkali is the tragic heroine. At one point, I remember I was with the writers and with Ron and everybody, and I was like, you know what? For Anarkali, she's not the tragic heroine. For you all, she's the tragic heroine. But for herself, she's a fearless, spirited, loyal girl who loves, and whose love is greater than anything else. That she loves so much that she's fearless, and she'll take anything that, whatever punishment she gets, she'll still stand by her love. That is Anarkali. For you, she's tragic, but for Anarkali, she's this.
She's a skilled lover.
Absolutely.
That is him. Anarkali. She's a sweet.
Set routine skill. I have a set routine.
He is the skilled lover.
Okay, so whenever there's anything historic brought to the screens, there's always backlash. Because there's certain segments of society, certain sections of society who are like, this isn't how it happened. This isn't what happened. You're like defaming. You're like doing this. So how do you plan on dealing with these segments when the show releases, when the film releases?
कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना. Yes, I think.
I mean, the way anyone should, I guess, deal with such a thing is, first of all, we are not trying to say that what we are doing is right or wrong. There's definitely a disclaimer that we are only trying to entertain the audiences, right? In any writing or any format, like I heard of this one book, which was the retelling of Ramayana, but from Ravan's side. You know what I mean? So this is like a retelling of a story, but from another perspective, almost an international perspective, who have not stayed here. And so any way to tackle it would just honestly be that, we as an actor, for me as an actor, give you 100% to just your performance, because the whole scenario is not under your control, right? So that's what I would have to say.
Yeah, we're not trying to like fame or defame anything.
Also,
We're
what
just
was your
like
question?
following something that's been written and researched as a part of the history, and that's what we're all about. Like we just go and perform
But
our.
yeah, but honestly, in a retelling of a historical, history is written and rewritten over time.
Yeah.
There is also oral history, and there is so much reinterpretation and retelling of historical facts, and then there is also creative imagination and creative license that goes into it. And I think all of it is very important, and people do take umbrage to various things, but I think honestly umbrage is personal. Like somebody doesn't like something, but the fact is that somebody had an idea, somebody wanted to tell a story. So I hope that we can have a world. I hope that we can have a world, and especially in entertainment industry, where we can tell our stories. And of course, there will be issues and there will be problems, but it is about live and let live at the end of the day. I hope.
Okay, my last question to you all is, when Dharmendra sir's first look came out, people compared him to a struggling actor finding a job.
Really?
What?
Yes.
Which first look?
Which first look?
Dharmendra's first
He
look from
put out
the
a photograph.
show.
Is it out?
Yes,
He put
it
out a
is.
photograph.
And people didn't have a very
So
happy
what did
reaction.
they? What was
Struggling
it?
They called him a struggling actor. He looked like a
We
struggling
should not even be here.
So he put out a beard
He's
photo.
a Sufi pir.
Saint,
I mean,
yeah.
And also, he's playing one of the greatest men to have lived on the
Yeah.
face of this earth. So that's unfair.
So
guys.
what did they say exactly?
He's like a struggling actor.
I don't think we should
He's-
even comment
Acknowledge
on what
it. Yeah.
I was just going to
People
ask
say
you,
it
what are
doesn't
your
matter.
thoughts about it? But I
No
just
thoughts.
I don't
became the
think we
news breaker to you all about
I
it.
don't
I
think
mean,
we
yeah, it
should
was more
give
of a
it
newsbreaker.
more importance than is necessary.
Yeah.
Like he
Just
said,
move on to the next
Log-
question.
कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना.
कहना. Exactly. So this is all good. It's all
These
part
days,
and
this
parcel
should
of the
be our
deal.
response to many things.
Yeah.
Part and parcel.
Logo
of
ka
it.
kaam
Your
hai
previous
kya?
question also.
What to do?
Yeah.
Everything
All
is
the
a
questions are the
controversy.
same.
Everything's a
तो लोगों को ही
controversy.
कहने देते हैं हम चलते हैं.
There are haters and there are lovers. We are all lovers.
Skill lovers.
Now, if there are haters, now what can you do about it?
Skill lovers, dulhan.
We hope that the haters turn into lovers.
Lovely talking to you all, four of you all. And all the best for Taj that's releasing soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Just